This is Robert Jamieson with our online lesson for Thursday evening. Today we have with us Sean from Perth. Hello, Sean.
Hi.
You speak up loudly, Sean, so everyone can hear.
Hi.
Hi. Now, we normally start off by finding out a little bit about you. So, how old are you?
12.
All right. And do you know your test kids rating?
I'm not sure.
I think it was about 1200, something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, kind of.
Yep. All right. Oh, well, that's pretty good. Now, you're the first player we've had from Perth. Are there many opportunities to play chess in Perth? What tournaments do you have over there?
Recently?
Yeah.
Recently.
Have you played at any events recently?
Last time is Foundation Day Open. This week I think it's East Open something.
Okay. All right. So there's probably a few tournaments going on. All right. Now, before we get started, I should congratulate all the players in the squad who played in the Vic Open here on the long weekend just finished. I see some of you did fairly well. 3 points. He was our top scorer. But Zoe and Rebecca and who else? Got 2.5. Maybe one or two others who I can't remember. So anyway, I hope you all had a good time at the Vic Open, and well done for playing in a big senior Open weekender. All right, now, today's position is in fact from one of the games in the Vic Open between Doug Hamilton and Bobby Cheng. It's that end game you see in front of you. Have you had a chance to have a bit of a look at that, Sean?
Yes, I'm looking at that.
All right, it's black to play. What do you think the result's going to be? Is it going to be a draw or a win for white or a win for black?
Should be win for white.
You think win for white? All right, let's see what other people think. On the questions, can everyone type in whether you think it's a draw or a win for white or a win for black? So just like you normally do, type in on the question. So Ryan's gone draw, Joe's gone win for white, Max thinks it's a win for black, Rebecca's gone white, Evan and Haran draw, Lachlan draw, Heath's gone win for black, so it's all over the shop. I should also mention that today I have with me here Daniel, who's been here for a lesson and is staying on, so I might ask him a question or two during the course of the lesson today as well. All right, well, let's have a look. Bobby was black. What should he play, Sean? Have you got any idea what the first move should be? If you were black, what would you play?
I will play King D7.
King D7. You're running away.
I want to go across to King side. King side is blocking.
Okay. All right, that's very strange. Daniel here with me. What would you play, Daniel?
Probably G5.
G5. All right. Well, the action is going on in the centre. So what Bobby played, he played pawn to C3. He'd been winning this game and he'd swapped off into this position. So we all assumed that Bobby was winning. And white then played King F3. So Bobby marched his king up to where the action is, not going around the long way. And Doug decided to chase the rook pawn. Bobby snaffled the middle pawn. And then they had a bit of a race. And then Bobby went King D2. And obviously he's going to queen his C pawn about 2 moves before Doug queens the H pawn, so Doug resigned. So that was all good for Bobby. He won the game. But it's quite interesting. What would have happened had Doug played King E3? So what would you do here, Sean, if you were black? He's going to come across and take your C pawn, so you've got to do something quick.
King D5.
King D5, yep. So he goes across. He goes across to attack your C pawn. What could you do there?
G5.
G5 looks pretty good to me. All right. People type in if you were white here, what would you play for white? Jugs go. What would be a good move for white in this position, do you think? So type in the question. Jason's gone king takes pawn. Max, Oliver, Evan's gone king e3. Rebecca, king takes pawn. Heath's gone g4. William's king e3. All right. All those people who played the obvious king takes pawn, that's I'm sure what Bobby expected. Unfortunately, here's what would happen. And now black is going to take the e-pawn and be a pawn ahead and bring his king back to cover any queenside passes, and Bobby would win. So that's what Bobby expected to happen. But the tricky bit, king e3. So well done to Ryan and William who suggested king e3. And now Bobby has to go up. White plays king e4, takes the pawn. But now white does to black what black just did to white in the other line. And now black has to step aside, white gets the pawn, and it's a draw. So, poor old Doug Hamilton, from the position we had before, he could have had a draw after he's lost pretty much all the game, but he didn't find it. So that just shows you that king and pawn innings, which should be fairly simple, can be a bit tricky. All right, now we'll get on to today's game. So I'll just load the game. Now, this is one of your games from that Foundation Day weekend tournament. You were black, Sean, against Clint Stewart. Do you remember that game?
Yes.
Yep, all right. Well, we'll have a look at it and see what we can learn from it. Okay, so we start off E4 Sicilian. You usually play Sicilian?
Not,
Is that right? You normally play Sicilian?
usually.
Yeah. So it's all the normal moves so far. Bishop e3. All right. Now, I want people to have a little bit of a look at this position. So everyone's been developing fairly logically. White's got 3 pieces developed to black's 1, but black's got his pawns in a nice spot controlling some of the centre. So if you were white, I want you to think what move you would play here. So type in on the question what move you think you might play for white. Ryan's gone f3, Max has gone f4, William's gone f4, he's gone bishop d3, Lachlan's f4, f4 seems to be the most popular. Sam's gone b takes c4, which is illegal. Joe's gone bishop c4, Oliver bishop c4. So there's quite a few moves there. What would you do, Sean, if you were white? What do you think is the best move?
F4.
Any idea?
F4.
F4? Yeah. F4 is okay. Were it me, I would probably just play safe and develop my pieces. So were it me, I would play bishop e2, then I'd castle, and then I'd probably play f4. So I've got my king safe, I've got my pieces developed, got a couple of pawns in the middle. I reckon all that's pretty good. But white actually played a different move that no one has suggested. He played g4. So what do you think of that, Sean? Is that a good move or a bad move?
I think it's a bad move.
Why is it a bad move?
Because he can't castle kingside now.
Yeah, maybe he wants to castle queenside though. Isn't he attacking you? Aren't you all scared because he's got this big attack going?
Could be.
What do you think? All right, we'll ask someone else.
I would think if his next move could be h4. H4
For white instead.
That way.
Okay, well, let's ask Max. He's a good attacking player. Max, are you there?
Yep.
How are you today?
Good.
That's good. Now, what do you think of g4? Is that a good move or a bad move, or what do you reckon?
it's not bad because you still have the option of castling queenside.
Okay. So you reckon it's a good attack?
H6 might be a way to counter it, and then I reckon it's like, yeah, I reckon it's good. It's just gonna start the attack.
All right. Thank you very much, Max. Okay. Well, I'm trying a lot of the time when I'm talking to you guys to persuade you not to attack until you're ready. So I reckon this is a case of where White's trying to attack too early. He hasn't made his king safe. He hasn't developed all his pieces, but he's already going for an attack. So we'll see what we should do. All right, people, now we'll put you in Black's shoes. What should Sean reply as Black? You've got this scary attack coming at him, G4, probably coming up to G5 to chase his knight off that good square. So type in what you reckon Black should do. We've got Max is saying H6, Ryan's saying Bishop E7, Joe and Yvonne are saying H6, Roy's going Knight D7, a few people going E5, William's going Knight D7. All right, sure. What do you think is the best move for Black?
H6.
And why do you think H6 is good?
Because if White push G5, then just take it with pawns, and we have open file.
So you're stopping it. All right. But question for you: is there a tactical opportunity here? You played H6. Is there a good move that you perhaps missed? A couple of the people have suggested already. Instead of playing a defensive move like H6, what else could you do? No idea?
I5? E5?
E5, yep. Now, E5, so now you've got a double attack going. You're attacking his knight and that naughty G-pawn, attacked twice by the bishop and the knight now. So he'd probably have to go knight F5, so that covers the pawn and gets the knight out of it. What could you do then? Have you got a good follow-up?
G6?
Yeah, G6. So if the knight moves again, and if he goes for a counter-attack, we could have a swap off. Hang on, what's happened to my mouse? Takes, F4, and clearly Black's just going to snaffle that pawn on F6 and you'd be a pawn up. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yep, all right, so that was a little chance you missed. Okay, so we'll go back. You played H6. He then zoomed up H4. He's very keen to attack you. E5 is what you did. Probably one move too late. Knight F5. Now, what should you do here? Should you take it or should you still play the G6? What do you think?
I'm gonna take it.
Take it. Let's have a look at G6. So G6, we're hitting his knight, so he'd have to take the H pawn. So we could take him, and he perhaps plays G5. All right, we move our knight. He takes. We take him. We take him. You take him. So it's all even on material. So would you be happy with this for Black, or you think this is good for White?
Good for Black.
Not too bad for Black. Your pawns are better, aren't they? And you've got your rook in the game, and his king's a bit open and stuff. So that wouldn't be too bad. So let's have a look at the alternative. So instead of G6, the alternative is to take the knight. He takes you back. So how do you reckon you're going here? Are you better or worse, or you got any problems? What do you think?
I think the F5 point, that's annoying.
It's annoying you?
Yeah.
Well, what about positionally? Material's equal.
Yeah.
What about on positional grounds? Who is better, white or black, do you think?
I think it's white.
Why is white better?
But what how often fire to how G's line often fire, but I don't.
Okay, well let's ask Zoe. Hello, Zoe.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello. Yeah, hey, good, thanks.
Had a good time in the Vic Open?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, well done. All right, what do you reckon here? Is white better, black better? What's happening in this position?
I think white's better.
Right, why is white better? Sean didn't seem too sure.
They've got a lot more control over this. They've got a lot more development and control over the center.
Right. Specifically, any particular squares or coloured squares, or black got a problem with his pawns or his pieces, or what? What about that pawn on d6? Isn't that a backward pawn on a half open tile? And it can't go forward, so that's a bit of a target.
Yeah.
And what about the white squares? Who do you reckon is dominating the white squares?
White.
It's got to be white because he's got the centre pawns on white squares and he's got the white square bishop. So positionally, it should be quite a bit better for white. All right, thank you, Zoe. All right, back to Sean. So what did we do? We played, oops, hang on, I'll press the backward button by mistake. Chop, chop. All right, you played knight c6. He played bishop c4. Okay, what should we do here? White's got nice control of that d5 square and the white squares. Right, have a think, people. What would you play for black? Is there any way black can get back into the game a bit? What would be a good move for black? So type on the questions what you reckon would be best for black. I've got Daniel here. What do you think, Daniel? Have you got any idea for black?
I'm not sure, but maybe Queen A5.
Daniel's looking at Queen A5. We've got Ryan and Max on B5. Joe's got Bishop E7. William's got Bishop E7. Thomas wants to go Knight G4, which is not very good because I'll take it. Haran's going B5. Oliver's going Knight A5. Bishop E7 is probably the most popular. All right. Sean, what do you think is a good move for black here?
B5.
B5? Why would that be good?
Our more space at queen side. Kind of.
Yeah. You're gaining space. Whether you're creating weaknesses is another question. All right, so B5 is a candidate move. What other moves would you look at? People have said Bishop E7. Do you like Bishop E7?
Could be.
Any other move you'd look at?
Rook C8.
Yep, all right. Rook C8. What about Knight A5, the move you actually played? Now, I'll give you a choice. You can either play Rook C8 or Knight A5. Which one do you prefer?
Knight A5.
Okay, all right. Bad luck, I think you've got it wrong. What you're doing is you're saying, I don't like that bishop. That's a really good bishop. That's annoying me. I want to get rid of it. So I'll play Knight A5, try and swap it off. That's fair enough, but if you play Rook C8, you're perhaps threatening to move your knight with discovered attack on that bishop. So Rook C8 is a good developing move. Maybe you play Bishop B3, you get out of the attack, then you play Knight A5. So you're still going to end up taking that bishop, and in the meantime you've sort of gained a Rook C8 move. So sometimes it's better not to do sort of the immediate threat, but just to hang back and do something else and keep the threat up your sleeve. Anyway, you went for the knight a5 move, so we'll see what happened. He decided to put the bishop on d5, and you chopped him. Again, maybe we could do rook c8. What do you think? Knight takes bishop or rook c8? Which would you prefer? Talk to me.
Knight take d5.
All right. Why do you prefer knight takes d5?
That bishop was stuck. At least
you want to get rid of that
pawn
bishop.
to attack that.
All right. Daniel over here, do you want to play knight takes bishop or rook c8?
Not knight takes d5 right now, but maybe a little later.
Yeah, very good, very good. That's exactly the point I'm trying to make. Now, what you've got to do is ask yourself, Sean, is that bishop going anywhere? And
No.
it's not. It's on a good spot now, but it's not going back. You'll just zap it. So by taking it now, you sort of clarify the position, and your opponent knows exactly what's happening. Whereas if you played rook c8, maybe he's got to make a slightly less strong move, and he can take the bishop next move or the following move. So sometimes it pays not to do the immediate thing straight away, but ask yourself whether you can defer it. But in this case, you went knight takes bishop. He went knight takes knight. So now his knight's on a ripper square. You're going to have trouble getting rid of that knight. You went knight c4, and he went queen e2, attacking your knight, which is on a good square. All right, now let's have a little poll. I'll give you guys a choice of 3 moves if you were black. You can play knight takes bishop, you can play knight takes b2, or you can play rook c8. So I'll give you the choice of 3. Knight takes bishop, knight takes b2, or rook c8. So everyone start to vote on which you prefer. Knight takes bishop, knight takes b2, or rook c8. So it's coming in. Rook c8's in the lead. Knight takes bishop's coming second. Knight takes b2's coming last. Give it 5 more seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, let's close the poll. Let's have a look. Rook c8's the big winner. Knight takes b2 is last. All right. Now, Sean, what's wrong with knight takes b2? Why would that be a bad move? Has White got a good reply?
Yes.
What?
I was thinking my knight could trap in there.
You could almost trap the knight, but even better, you could go bishop b6, hitting the queen and threatening knight c7 check. So you'd be picking up material. So knight takes b2 is bad. Now, knight takes bishop is the same as what I've just been saying. You've got to ask yourself, is that bishop going away? Sure, it's a good bishop and you want to get rid of it, but if you play rook c8 first and maybe take the bishop later, maybe he's forced to play b3 to force the knight to move. Whereas if you take it straight away, he's got a chance to play a better move. So again, you've sort of jumped in and made the immediate capture, whereas you would have been better off deferring a little bit. Okay. So we're losing a bit of material. You now develop bishop e7, hitting the h-pawn. He does a counter-attack on your g-pawn. You decide to defend it. And then he castles. Okay. How do you reckon you're going here? You better? You worse? Is it even? What's happening?
I'd go
Talk to me.
worst.
You're worse? Why are you worse? Why are you worse?
My bishop can't go anywhere.
Yeah, your bishop's no good. And what about his knight? Isn't that a fantastic knight? It's dominating the whole board. So this is what I say to you guys about trying to put your pieces on good squares. So he's got his knight on a really good square where it can't be chased away by hook that knight in this position. But never mind, he hasn't won yet, so we'll see what we can do. So you decided to take his H pawn, and he went up and took your G pawn, and you got back with bishop G5, which looks all right. So you're skewering his queen and his king. So the only way you can get out is to play F4. All right. So another decision point. Let's have another little poll here. So you've got, I'll give you 3 moves to choose from. Actually, you can tell me 3 moves, Sean. If you've got candidate moves, what would be your 3 candidate moves here?
Bishop, pawn take F4.
So you could play E takes F4, so that's 1 move to look at. What else could you look at?
Bishop take F4.
Bishop take F4, all right, that's 2 moves to look at. Is there any other move you'd look at? Daniel, can you see another move?
Maybe Queen A5 hitting the knight.
Daniel says in Queen A5 hitting the knight, but the knight's protected and our bishop's attacked. Can you see
D7.
another move, Sean, or not? Sorry?
Queen D7. Queen
Queen
D7.
D7. He's hitting your bishop.
Oh yeah.
You can't see another candidate move? William has come up with a good candidate move. King F8. What about that? Hitting his rook, because the rook's trapped in there. Did you think of that one?
No.
All right. So this is what I say about candidate moves. In a position you should look around, not just at the first move or the second move you see, but have a whole look around and see what potential candidate moves might be there. Right, so there, number 1, we can take the pawn with the bishop. That's number 2. Or we can play King F8 and he'll get our bishop and we get his rook. So I want everyone to decide what they like. And if I can find my poll, right, I'll launch the poll now. So we've got to choose between bishop takes the pawn takes the pawn, or King F8. The votes are coming in. King F8's looking good. Pawn takes pawn's coming second. Bishop takes pawn's coming last. I'll give you 5 more seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's close the poll. Let's have a look. King F8 is the winner, the move we didn't look at, 68%. 26% want EF4. All right, which one would you choose now, Sean, if you had your chance?
E take F4.
E take F4. All right, now let's have a look. E take F4. Okay, now, people, you're white. He's just taken your pawn. It's your move. Type in on the question what move you would reply to E takes F4. You're a pawn down. Lachlan's got knight takes F4. Daniel next to me is suggesting knight takes F4. Sam's gone knight takes F4. Sean. Well done, Sean. Good move is Queen D4. Not the obvious knight takes back. Queen D4. Putting our queen on a really strong square and threatening rook takes bishop. So maybe he would do something like bishop E7. Then we double our rooks, threatening rook G8 check. And we've got a really, really strong attack going there. Maybe our pawn's coming to F6 to trap his bishop. So that would be really cool. So this is another example where you don't just play the obvious recapture type move, but have a look around. Now, King F8 was the move that just about everyone picked. Okay, so you picked that one, didn't you, Sean? Was that right?
Yes.
Sean, you played King F8?
Yeah, if I can do it again.
If you could choose again, yeah? All right. Now, the problem with that one, so I'd have to take your bishop, you take my rook, I'll go up, give you a check, you go back, and maybe I'll take another pawn. All right. Now, the question is who's winning? Black's got the exchange, white's got a knight and a pawn. So, type in the questions whether you think white's winning, black's winning, or it's even, please. What would you prefer? White, black, or even? This is the King F8 line. William's gone white, Joe's gone white, Mac's gone white, Sam. Yep, just about everyone is going white, and there's a good reason for that. It's because you're right. White is winning. He's down on material, but he's got the attack. He's got that fantastic knight on d5, so it'll be easy for him to get a win from this position. So again, so those of you who pick King F8, bad luck, not the best one. The best one is Bishop takes F4, which I think is what you did in the game, Sean, so that was good. You took, he took back, and you played Queen F6, which is cool. So now you're developing your queen at last. We've finally got a piece out. You're hitting his rook. He went back with the queen, and you castled. Okay, so the position is clarified quite a bit. How do you feel you're going now, Sean? Are you still losing, or is it more even, or you're winning, or what's happening?
No, it's even.
Even or not even, did you say?
Even.
You think it's even? Why is it even? Isn't he got more attacking position?
Because I have my rook developed now.
Yeah, you've got your rooks in the game, so it's probably a little bit better for white, but not much. You've got your pieces working. Your pawns are a bit more disjointed than his. He's got 2 islands and you've got 4 islands. But with all the big pieces on, you're getting close to equality, which is good. Okay, so what happens now? He plays Rook D5. Interesting. He's probably planning E5 perhaps. So what do you think of that? I'll just put that move back. So people, if you're white, you have to play a move. So Rook D5 is what white chose. Is that a good move or a bad move? What do you think? Good move or bad move? Or if you've got a better move, type in what you think is a better move. Jason thinks it's bad. Roy says bad.
Bad because it's weakening the back row.
Daniel next to me says it's bad because it's weakening the back row. Given he wants Rook G1. Sam says it's good. Let's have a talk to someone. Jason, can you hear me there?
Yep.
How are you today?
Good.
You're up in Queensland, aren't you?
Yep.
Yep, cool. All right, now Rook D5. You reckon that's a bad move? Tell me why you reckon that's a bad move.
Because it's weakening the back row.
But is Black threatening to attack on the back rank?
He can.
Not straight away. It would take him a while to get a back rank attack going.
Yeah.
Any other reason why it might be a bad move? Not really? You're just concerned about the back rank?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, thanks, Jason. Okay, let's get a second opinion. Rebecca, how are you?
Good.
What do you think? Rook D5, good or bad, or what?
I'm not really quite sure. I think it's probably bad because
Jason thought it was weakening the back rank. Is that a worry for you?
not really at the moment, as it would take at least 4 moves to get there.
Yeah, it'll take a while to get the back rank going. So what would you do instead of Rook D5?
I would probably try and maybe get your rooks together and maybe get double your rooks, or maybe
Triple
try and
Rook G1 or something maybe.
yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right, thank you, Rebecca. All right, well, rook g1 is probably a bit better. Rook d5, I'm not sure that it does much, and one thing you need to bear in mind is the saying that rooks operate best from a distance. So on d5, it's sort of right close to all black stuff, and it's not really doing anything much that it wasn't doing on d1. You'd be much better off tripling with rook g1. So rook d5 is a little bit of a bad move from white, so that gives Sean a chance to catch up. So sure, what do you reckon you should do here for black? Have you got any plan in mind? Is white threatening anything, or is it just he's made a move and it doesn't really do much?
I think it should be push h5.
You want to play h5? Why do you want to play h5?
Yo, white don't writing anything right now.
Sorry, say that again?
Because white doesn't write anything right now.
Okay, all right. You are right. The best move is h5. So again, this is a situation where not only do you need to sort of look at the little moves you can make in this position, you need to be aware of the big picture. And the big picture is that you've got an outside pass pawn with a rook behind it, which is a jolly good thing to have in an ending. So pushing that pawn, trying to get that through to a queen or at least tie white down, that's a really good plan. So well done. So if he went up to swap queens, you'd say, okay, I'm swapping. All right. What do you think you should do here now, Sean? Is he threatening anything?
No.
No. So what should you do?
H4?
h4, yes. You should do h4. What you did in the game, you did rook h7, which is all defensive and sort of wasting time. So had you done h4, let's have a quick look. He might drop his rook back to stop it. You could bring your king up. He blocks the pawn. Now you attack his e-pawn with your rook. He drops back to defend it maybe. You push your pawn. His king comes up. Your rook comes up. And now, if you want, you can prepare to play d5, bust up his pawns, and you'll probably pick up that f-pawn as well. He might drop back and pick up your h-pawn, but you're certainly no worse. You're doing fine. Your rooks are active, your king's active, and it's all cool. So pushing the pawn was the right way to go. So rook h7 a bit too defensive. So that gives him a chance to annoy you. He pushes the pawn, so he's got a double attack on your pawn now. You pushed it, and now he blocked with the rook. Okay, what should you do here, do you think? He's threatening your rook, so you've got to do something. You have to play rook takes rook, or is there something else you could look at?
Rook h8.
Yes. Okay, you could do rook takes rook or rook d to h8. Now, rook d to h8 would probably be the best one, because even though you're dropping that d pawn, again, you've got the outside pass pawn with the rook behind it, so you could tie him white right down, and then your king would move in and gobble up his pawns there. And your king's going to be closer to the pawn in the middle and probably pick that one up. So again, you're going quite well, all because you've got the active rook and that nice passed pawn zooming down. So that would be good. Unfortunately, you chose to swap the rooks in the game. So now you've dropped the pawn, but you're going to pick it up again, hopefully. So you're attacking his pawn, he defended it, you activated your rook. He played king up. So how do you reckon you're going here? He's got 5 pawns to 4. You've got your rook active though and your king active. What do you think's happening? You're winning, drawing, losing?
I think I could make a winning pass point.
You could make a winning pass pawn.
Mhm.
Okay. Daniel here, what do you think? You'd rather be white or black, or is it pretty even?
White's even, but I'll be black.
You'd rather be black? Okay. All right, well, let's have a look. Now, the move you played, rook g6. You want to swap off rooks? Is that going to be good for you?
Think so.
You think so? All right, well, let's have another little poll here. I'll give you a choice of 3 moves for white. So white could play rook takes rook, or he could retreat the rook back to h2 to defend his second rank, or he could play rook up to h8. So I'll give everyone the choice of those 3. Rook takes rook, rook h2, or rook h8. So everyone vote. What do you think? Rook takes rook, rook h8, or rook h2? So far, rook h8 is in the lead, rook h2 is coming second, rook takes rook's coming last. Another couple of seconds. All right, we'll close the poll. Let's have a look. Rook h8 is the winner. Rook h2 second, rook takes rook third. What would you have chosen there, Sean?
Rook h8.
Why do you choose rook h8?
I could have a chance to attack my queenside pawns.
Yes, yes. The most important thing in rook endings is the active rook. So rook h8, so you can swing over to b8 or something and start an attack. You've got the active rook. So that'd be cool. Rook at h2 is all right, but it's a bit defensive. Or in the game, he actually played rook takes rook. He went up and you took his pawn. Okay, so we've had a big swap off. The material's now equal. So are you happy with this? You reckon you're getting a draw or a win, or you reckon he's better, or what?
I could get a win here.
You reckon you get a win here? Why could you get a win here?
I think
So he plays king f4 or something. Why do you reckon you get a win?
I think I will put the pass pawn down.
You've got a pass pawn, yeah. You reckon you get that pawn through to queen, do you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what other people think. I'll give people a choice of 3 moves here. We're having polls all over the place at the moment. Let's see. You can choose between g5 check, king e6, or b5. So they're the 3 moves I want you to choose from. g5 check, king e6, or b5. So we'll launch our poll, see what you want to do. g5 check, king e6, or b5. At the moment, g5 check is winning, b5 is coming second, king e6 is coming last. g5 still in the lead. All right, I'll close it off. Let's have a look. Well, it's pretty close. g5 check just in the lead from b5, king e6 coming in last. All right, which would you choose there, Sean? What do you think's the best?
g5 check.
Why do you think g5 check is the best?
Could just let his king to stuck at g4.
Yes. So is that going to be good for you?
Yep.
Right, so how are you going to win? Are you going to queen that pawn, or are you going to rush over to the king side with your king and gobble, or queen side and gobble all his pawns?
Rush to king side. Rush to queen side.
Rush to the queen side. All right. So if you're going to rush to the queen side, is it better if your pawns are way back there on the 6th and 7th rank, or would it be better if they were, say, up on A4 and B4? Which would you
A4,
prefer?
A4.
Why do you prefer that?
Because if I take all those pawns down, I could be winning.
You'll be very close to queening, won't you? And your king can probably protect the pawns too. All right. So that's exactly right. So this is a question not so much of analysing, because if you want to analyse this king and pawn ending, it's going to take you 10 or 20 moves. This is a question of understanding. So if you understand that your best chance to win is for your king to rush over and get those pawns, then you don't have to do that straight away. What you can do is B5, because he can't improve his position. His king's, he could play C3, A5. His king's got to waddle around backwards and forth, and now you can get in. Let's have a look. So you've got the outside pass pawn now, so because your pawn's really advanced, he can't come back, and you queen your pawn. Whereas if that pawn was sitting back there on A6 or B7 or something, it wouldn't be quite so good. Oh, I've got back this one. Hang on. Pawn takes. Right. Okay. So you in the game actually played G5 check, whereas you should have waited and pushed those other pawns first. So he went in there, and then you played king up. He took, you took, and now what's the problem? Why is this different to what it was before?
My king is by the back line.
Yeah, his king can come behind you and gobble your pawns. So you have to go back to defend your pawns, otherwise you'll end up with no pawns and he'll end up with no pawns. And now his king's able to get back and keep you out. So this is what happened. I would have played A3 if I was white here. He played A4, but it doesn't make any difference. And we get down, he wins your pawn, but it's a draw. Why is it a draw?
Because there will be stalemate.
No, because you play king B5 and you have the opposition. If it was your move in this position, he might be winning because you'd have to step aside. But because you've got the opposition, he has to step aside. So you get your king in front of the pawn and you get a normal draw. All right, so the big thing to remember from that ending is to understand the big picture, and the big picture was you needed to push your pawns first before you distracted him with your G pawn. So you made a bit of a mistake there and perhaps missed a chance to win. All right, what else can we learn from earlier in the game? Can you remember anything from the opening, early, middle game?
Yes.
What about when you have a chance to take, you always took, like you played knight on c4 takes e3 straight away instead of waiting with the rook c8 first. And you played knight a5 to attack his bishop straight away when you could have played rook c8 first. So I think that happens quite a bit in your games where you sort of do the obvious capture or threat, whereas it's better off to hang around. And always ask yourself, you know, before I take the piece, is the piece going away? It's like I've been telling you guys with pins. If you've got a piece pinned, don't take it until he plays, say, h6, attacking your bishop on g5. Then you take it. So just hang back and wait a bit, and that'll get you some good results. Anyway, that's the end of today's lesson. So thank you very much for Sean, way over there in Perth. I hope you enjoyed going through your game today. Next week we have Jason from Queensland. Jason Chan, who I spoke to briefly in one of the questions. So hopefully he'll have a few games with to look at. So thank you all very much, and we'll see you all next week.
The organizer has ended the session, and this call will be disconnected.